Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Brainbean here again, and today we're going to be taking a look at the newly released Razer Huntsman Mini versus the Ducky 1-2 Mini. Now, the purpose of this video isn't to tell you guys which one is the absolute best, because I do think there's advantages to going with either one of these keyboards, so I'm hoping that the information that I provide to you in this video will be enough to help you make an informed decision as to which one of these keyboards is best for you. So with that, let's go ahead and check these out. Unfortunately, nobody can be told what Matrix Keyboards is. You just have to see it for yourself. You can take the blue keycap and keep your stock ABS cheap keycaps and believe whatever you want to believe. Or you can take the red keycap. We'll browse Reddit mechanical keyboards, and I'll show you how far down the rabbit hole goes. You don't have to be the chosen one to see that Matrix Keyboards has some of the best keycap sets in the game right now. The quality is top-notch thanks to their durable double-shot PBT construction, and with a bunch of vibrant and stylish two-tone colorways to choose from, there's sure to be something to pop off any setup. So don't settle for stock keycaps anymore and give your keyboard the love it deserves. Grab a set at matrixkeyboards.com today and use coupon code BRAINBEAN for 10% off your purchase. You think those are keycaps you're typing on now? Let's start the comparison by looking at how you can get these two keyboards. The Huntsman Mini comes in the standard 60% layout and is available in Razer Standard Black and Mercury White. The 1-2 Mini comes in a ton of different variations. The 1-2 Mini also comes in the standard 60% layout, and it's available in all white and a black and white two-tone colorway, and also some limited edition runs like the Frozen Llama, for example. The 1-2 Mini also has an all-metal version, the Mecha Mini, and you can also get it in a 65% variant as well. So if you want the arrow keys, page up, page down, or delete keys, the 1-2 Mini has that option. Looking at overall construction, the Huntsman Mini is made up of a metal top plate over a plastic case, while the 1-2 Mini is basically the same thing with the addition of a plastic top cover. And while it's fairly low profile, you definitely get a more exposed switch design with the Huntsman Mini and a more traditional look from the 1-2 Mini. Both keyboards feel solidly built, but the 1-2 Mini does have a little bit more weight to it. However, the 1-2 Mini does have some issues with flex in the top cover. Both boards have removable non-proprietary USB-C cables for use with any aftermarket cables that you want. Both boards have two-step extendable legs, but the Huntsman Mini sits at a flatter angle while not inclined, and the 1-2 Mini rests on the desk a little bit more elevated. So fully elevated, the 1-2 Mini provides a steeper typing angle while not being able to go fully flat like the Huntsman does. Both boards have very different switch options. The 1-2 Mini is available in 5 different Cherry MX switch types: blue, brown, red, black, and silent switches, while the Huntsman Mini is available in Razer's optical, clicky, and linear switches. This is perhaps the largest difference between the two keyboards. The 1-2 Mini has more options in the switches and is the only board in this comparison that offers a non-clicky tactile switch. The Cherry MX switches are solid in their performance and they get the job done. Razer's optical switches certainly have the better tech behind them by using light to actuate the switches instead of traditional metal contact points. In addition to them being faster, it also makes them last longer too, as those contact points don't wear out or corrode over time. The specs of Razer switches make them an ideal choice for gaming too, as they have a short actuation and travel distance, and the baked-in stabilizers in each switch makes for a rock-solid, less wobbly feel. Another big advantage is now on the Huntsman Mini, Razer pre-lubes these switches from the factory, which is what in my opinion makes them stand out even more, as the 1-2 Mini's Cherry switches are not factory lubed, and they cannot be lubed after the fact either, with them being soldered in. It is important to point out, however, that Razer switches are only currently available in clicky and linear switches like I mentioned, but the linear version now comes with dampening that acoustically sounds very similar to Cherry MX silent switches, so both boards have quiet options as well. But personally, when it comes to the switches, I find the Razer purple switches outperform Cherry MX blues, and the linears also outperform Cherry MX silent switches because they have a shorter actuation and travel, and they also don't feel quite as mushy as Cherry MX silents do when you bottom out. That said, if you want a non-linear tactile switch like Cherry MX Browns, for example, Ducky is the only board out of this comparison that's going to be able to accommodate you. Same with non-silent linear switches as well. And if you're just going to go by the numbers alone, I would say Razer switches are going to be better for gaming, but I always say go for feel over anything else in terms of what you'll get out of using the keyboard. That being said, Razer's optical switches now being pre-lubed just feels so good, it's really hard not to recommend them. Both boards have pretty good stock stabilizers too. Razer's are better on the shift and enter keys, but I do think Ducky's spacebar is more solid. The Razer board just has a little bit of rattle to the spacebar. I don't have these boards in the same switch type, so a sound test isn't going to quite be apples to apples, but still, I think you'll be able to get a good idea about how the stabilizers sound, and of course, sound tests are always fun anyways. So here's a quick sound test of the Ducky 1.2 Mini with Cherry MX Browns and the Huntsman Mini in their new linear switch. Both boards come stock with double shot PBT keycaps, and both have a nice clean look to the lighting with secondary functions nicely illuminated. Both boards have a standard 60% layout, so purchasing aftermarket caps is possible for both of these keyboards. As you can see here, I've got some Matrix Keyboards keycaps on both of these keyboards in these shots. In terms of lighting, the 1.2 Mini comes with nice bright LEDs, and I like that the V2 of the 1.2 Mini has 3 LEDs in the spacebar to fully illuminate custom spacebars and show off their Year of the Rat spacebar currently shipping with their keyboards. The Ducky 1.2 Mini's lighting and macros are all controlled directly on the keyboard without having to use software, and it does have a healthy amount of preset lighting effects baked directly into the keyboard that should satisfy most users. The Huntsman Mini can also be controlled all on the keyboard without software, which is a first for Razer, but you can of course also use Synapse to configure one of the 5 onboard profiles, and then even just delete Synapse as well if you want to. Razer's optical switches provide nice vibrant lighting here as well, and in terms of overall look to the lighting, I'd say that they're very similar. It is worth pointing out that the Ducky 1.2 Mini has a white backplate under the keys on both versions, while the Huntsman Mini's black keyboard does not, so you will get more ambient light bounce in the 1.2 Mini or the white version of the Huntsman. In regards to overall lighting ability, the Huntsman Mini is simply able to do more, and being able to take advantage of in-game integration with Synapse is also a huge plus. In terms of extras, the 1.2 Mini has the Huntsman Beat with the cool Year of the Rat spacebar and the extra set of random colored accent keycaps. They also give you a wired keycap puller, which is great, as the Huntsman Mini doesn't even give you a basic keycap puller. Looking at pricing, the 1.2 Mini can be had for $99 plus or minus $10 depending on which switch type you want, or if you want to go with a 65% variation, and there is an additional cost for the Mecha all metal versions as well. The Huntsman Mini goes for $120 to $130 depending on switch type. I think both keyboards have a lot to offer, and I think the price of both boards is pretty fair. The Huntsman is the more expensive board in stock, but I think the improved switches and lighting capabilities make it worth the price. Another important thing to consider is availability. Ducky's boards tend to sell out a lot, so if you're looking for something fast, the Huntsman Mini will be more readily available in theory anyways. Another thing to consider is that Ducky has to sell through a few licensed retailers in the US like mechanicalkeyboards.com for example, whereas Razer will have these boards on shelves in store as well as online, so it will be much easier to snag one. Overall, these are both really good keyboards. The Ducky 1.2 Mini is a great all-arounder and a staple 60% keyboard in the industry. And on the flip side of that, Razer's been doing really well lately, listening to enthusiast feedback and creating boards that the community wants to see, and the Huntsman Mini certainly reflects that. You really can't go wrong either way, but hopefully all the information that I've given you in this video will be enough for you to make your own informed decision. Well, that's it for the video, guys. Let me know in those comments down below which one of these keyboards is your favorite, and if you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button to show your support as well. If you're new here on the channel, I'd love to see you subscribe and stick around, as I've got a lot more videos like this coming for you in the near future. And you can also follow me on Twitter at Brainbean Gaming for all of my giveaway announcements, as well as some exclusive updates on what's going on with the channel. But as always, guys, stay safe out there, take care of each other, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.